Secretary Blinken, colleagues, excellencies, good morning to you all. I'd like to both thank you, Secretary Blinken, and to congratulate you and the United States government for using your convening power to initiate a serious global engagement on this very critical matter. For us in Barbados, this undertaking is intended to facilitate discussion, deepen cooperation, and hopefully promote joint action to address the threat of synthetic drugs. Today, it is recognized that the illicit production and trafficking of synthetic drugs, including new psychoactive substances, is a growing global problem with serious health and security implications for countries in the Americas and indeed across the world. We also recognize that locally acquired chemical precursors are increasingly being diverted from legitimate purposes and are being used in clandestine drug laboratories to manufacture a growing amount of illicit synthetic drugs closer to consumer markets. The challenges posed by synthetic drugs merit increased attention as states seek to have in place the necessary policies, legislative and regulatory frameworks, and the administrative control mechanisms to address the threat posed by the production, distribution, and use of illicit synthetic drugs. Barbados anticipates that this global coalition to address the synthetic drug threat will provide scope for the member states to strengthen their legal frameworks, to better comply with international standards, and to enhance cooperation in the identification and reporting of new psychoactive substances and other synthetics. We also anticipate that opportunities might arise for Barbados to obtain additional support for our local law enforcement in order to improve their capacity to investigate, to identify, to control synthetics, and the diversion of precursor chemicals. Such engagement would also be aimed at leveraging training for competent authorities to disrupt the sale of illicit synthetic drugs and their precursor chemicals through the internet and prevent the use of the postal system for the distribution of such substances. Barbados truly appreciates the opportunity to engage on matters that demand our collective attention. This is not always easy, given the current geopolitical rivalries which have a negative impact on efforts to promote peace, prevent conflict, and address existing and substantive issues. This coalition, therefore, represents an expression of collective will to work together to safeguard a common concern of health and development of our people. As you know, Barbados stands strongly behind the international rule of law and universal agendas of this nature. Agendas such as those set out in the United Nations processes, such as human rights, gender equality, the 2030 Agenda, and its Sustainable Development Goals. The Global Biodiversity Framework and the Paris Agreement on Climate Change are part of those things that we also consider fundamental. Our commitment to such principles and processes will be brought in commensurate measure as together we seek to address the synthetic drug threats. I want to thank you.